Greetings, my fellow survivors of the zombie apocalypse. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of State of Decay 2, which originally aired live on Twitch September 2nd. So, I had a little bit of a poll to determine the difficulties. I posted the poll up on Discord, so if you're not a member of Discord, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know if I can easily show the results of said poll, but I asked what difficulty should I start with, both action, community, and map. So let me start a new community, skipping the tutorial, and when you we're going to be in Trumbull Valley, as the description and the rules and all that states. Man, why am I flickering? My chroma key is all jacked up today. Who knows? Whatever. So here, as you can see, custom difficulties. There are 3 different types of difficulties here. There's action, which is sort of how tough are zombies, how many freaks, which are like special zombies, are there, and how much noise combat makes. That's sort of the general gist. Community difficulty is how hard it is to manage your survivors' food and morale and base defense. And then the last one is map difficulty, which is how much resources are there, are weapons and vehicles plentiful, and how plagued is the map. So I put up a poll only for like 2 hours. And let me grab the results here so I can accept the difficulty that was voted on. So taking a look at the action difficulty, about 53% said dread, and 28% said standard, 9% said lethal, and 9% said nightmare. So I would say dread is the rough average. Community difficulty. 56% said dread, 31% said standard, 9% said green, and 1% said lethal. Wow, only 1% said lethal? Okay. I would say the average there is dread as well. And then for map difficulty, 43% said dread, 37% said normal, 3% said nightmare, 2% or 9% said nightmare, 6% said lethal, and 3% said green. Again, I think dread is probably the average, and I'm going to accept that. Now, I do have a way for people to change the difficulty as we start. I'm not going to enable it just now, but there will be a channel point reward where it will trigger a poll on a change of difficulty. So if the viewers feel like I'm getting beat up too much, or if the viewers feel like I'm coasting too much, you can adjust the difficulty through polling, and that will be a channel point redemption enabled soon. I am not going to be selecting legacy survivors. When you start a new community, you can select survivors from previous communities who are obviously going to be way higher level and stronger. Right, like look at this dude. I mean, he's just a god. So instead, I'm going to be filling it out with whoa, no, hold on, not you. I'm going to be filling it out with random survivors, and I'm going to be referencing this traits link. I'll give you the link here. And, oh man, so much is happening in the activity feed here. I'll catch up with that, I promise. But I'm not going to spend too much time randoming, like, god tier. There are some skills that are incredibly useful. There's also something called community skills. So community skills would be ones that benefit the community. And then there's also like quirk skills. Quirk skills would be something like sewing or driving or hairdressing. Those are quirk skills. So all 3 of these have quirk skills. So like sewing, for instance, allows you to, your community is a little bit healthier and you have knowledge of craftsmanship. In fact, that guy is not terrible. So if you take a look at the camp counselor, I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but camp counselor gives you a bed bonus for outdoor living, bead crafter unlocks sewing, Meal delivery driver unlocks driving. The driving quirk allows you, I think, to drive more inexpensively. Yes, it gives you additional fuel efficiency. Now, you don't necessarily want to fill up your guys with all quirk skills, because without community skills, you're going to be severely limited. So you have to sort of manage that. So I think what I'm going to do is keep the sower here, keep Jamal, and roll. Let's roll a few times. Spry, encouraging backwards upbringing. Okay, Andrea, we're going to keep you. And then last but not least, LARPer. No, thanks. Let's go with someone that has a community skill. So community skill would be like electricity, mechanical, crafting, chemistry. So Kier's chemistry, but I'm not keeping her. She hates using guns. That's going to be a nightmare. Factory worker, neighborhood watch. What is neighborhood watch? I'll have to look this up. NEIGHBOR, hood watch. Neighborhood watch is noticing things, which gives you a standing reward bonus. Yeah, I'll go with Hal. So we have Halberd, Andrea, Madeira, and Jamal Auzanin, something like that. So here's our starting characters. Jamal here gives us sewing, which is a really good quirk skill, I think. It gives us the knowledge of craftsmanship, which is going to be important later on, but I don't really need to go into that. It just unlocks some special things. And then we do have a mechanic. So yes, let's start this up. I don't have the tutorial enabled, but I will be going over a lot of the basic mechanics. Your map difficulty is set to Dread. Expect to fight more Plague Hearts and to find fewer rucksacks and vehicles.
Again.
Hey Lily, it's Ray Santos. I wanted to let you know we've had a couple more communities settled down here in Trumbull Valley. They seem like good folks.
Thanks, Ray. It's nice to hear that people are coming back to the valley. Take care of yourself, alright? I count on you to keep an eye on Trumbull for me.
Yes, ma'am.
So, whose turn is it to find more fuel?
Not me. Last time I accidentally stumbled on a juggernaut.
I have a better idea. We could settle down here instead of moving on.
I admit, it looks better than the last couple of towns we came through.
Now that you mention it, it does feel kind of homey.
It's
Nice.
settled. This town is where we'll set up our new base. We
All right.
just have to find a spot that's defensible. Maybe with some room to expand.
So the reason I'm picking Trumbull Valley was the region from the first game, and just yesterday it unlocked as a new region to play. So there's not a lot of people that will have, a lot of progress in Trumbull Valley because it came out yesterday. Our starting inventory, I got an 8-slot backpack, which is amazing. A screwdriver and a carpentry hammer. Let's see what they have.
I say we take the next home.
Jamal has
no matter what
a
it looks
wooden
like.
bat, a 7-slot backpack,
gotta find a
and
place to
Hal
settle
has a wooden backpack, or 8-slot backpack and a wooden bat as well. So I have a blade, and they too have blunt. The game is going to force us to settle this first sort of checkpoint base, and then you all are going to be able to decide what we
Starting on
do
this
from
right
there.
now.
So in order to settle a new base, we have to
Still
clear
a
it
few
out.
more of them.
And are we clear? No, there's someone still here. Where are they? And yeah, this is a third-person only view. When you could sort of go into an over-shoulder pseudo first-person view, but it's not true first-person. Where is this last zombie?
It's a fixer-upper, but this could make a nice base.
Site not secure. Do I have to close the front door? No. Huh. Interesting. Let me check the perimeter.
Too loud.
Yeah, I want to be loud, because I want whatever's stopping us from being secure to come at me. So, this game is multiplayer. I'm obviously not playing it multiplayer mode. Oh, there you are. Splat. And we're secure. Probably. Nope. Here, another one. Now, the harder difficulty you are, the more unforgiving loud sounds become, especially gunfire. Gunfire, car horns, things like that, they will trigger zombies from far and wide, and you have to be careful of that. On easy difficulties like green or normal, that's far less of an issue. Okay, if we check the map, there's apparently a zombie in this corner here that's stopping us from securing. Nope, maybe not. Still says zombies are remaining, but I can't find them. Oh! It was on the ground, playing dead.
I can't keep fighting.
There we go.
All that's left to do now is claim this place as ours. Then we can start fixing it up.
Okay. To claim bases, you will be required to have a certain amount of influence, which is built up by helping people, selling things, etc., doing missions, and then also a population. So this base here only requires a population of 1. We have 3 people, so no problem. We'll claim it, because we're required to for the story.
Our first priority has to be gathering materials. We'll need them to improve this place.
We could use some eyes on a particular unexplored stretch out there.
Alright, so there's a few options here. I can, promoting a leader is sort of a long-distance goal. As you complete missions, kill zombies, etc., you increase your own influence, and with that influence, you can eventually become a hero status, where you can become the leader of your community. Now, right now, my guys are all, there's 3 tiers, there's recruit, citizen, and hero. And all 3 of these are citizens, so I'm not going to be able to promote a leader, not yet. As far as the base goes, the first thing I'm going to do is repair the military cots to be able to sleep people, to be able to recover fatigue in the base. So there are multiple tabs here. If you hit tab, it gives you the map, and this is the map of the entire Trumbull Valley. Now, there are other areas, and when you upgrade your command center in your base, you gain access to other areas. All of these symbols are plague hearts, which are sort of like centered sort of structures that are infected. It will be a lot more clear when I clear them out, but currently I'm definitely not strong enough to do that. Here is the base. So Checkpoint Delta is a relatively small base. It has 2 parking spots, basic storage, a built-in military cot, a built-in command center, 2 more spots on the other side, and 2 outdoor empty areas. These outdoor facilities here, we'll be able to build into them, but I need to get resources to do that. So our current goals here is to find materials. So I'm going to do that because I don't really have any other options, but what will end up happening is we will gain additional sort of ambient quests that sort of pop up.
Be back soon.
So if I'm going on a little resource run, another thing that I have to think about is whether or not I bring a vehicle. Vehicles are potentially loud and require fuel and can become damaged and all that, but they're also a good way to move a lot of resources more effectively. So when we cleared out this base, I did leave an unfueled vehicle down here, and I'm just going to go reclaim it. So Hal and Jamal just recovered from fatigue, and here is the vehicle we drove in with, which has materials and meds in the trunk.
Sweet.
Oops, I didn't mean to go into that. Seat.
It's a cake.
Great.
Alright, this vehicle's totally bingo fuel. No fuel at all. So I'm not going to be able to drive it until I have a fuel can for it. But I can grab the materials that were in the trunk.
Trumbull Valley. This is
Tracy Huerta, speaking to you from downtown Marshall. Most of you don't know me yet, but if things go well, you will soon. I'm working on a little project that's gonna help this valley thrive again, like it used to. For now, just stay strong and be good to each other. We're all in this together, after all.
It's time to get building. Either a workshop or an infirmary would be a good place to start.
Okay. We can either build a workshop. A workshop will help us maintain our weapons and scrap things we don't want, or an infirmary. An infirmary will allow us to heal people that fall ill. So I will pull you for that now. 1 second. What should I build? Workshop, infirmary. There it is. Very simple poll right there. And 1 or 2. That's how you vote. While you're voting, I'm going to go back to the car and recover the meds from the trunk. It's funny to be in Trumbull Valley. Having played the first game, pretty much the only place you could go was Trumbull Valley, and now we're back, which is kind of cool.
Anyone else notice? The medicine cabinet's looking pretty empty.
I'm fixing that.
I've dropped out some goodies.
Alright. At the top left there, you can see food, meds, ammo, building supplies, fuel, how many people are here, how many like scrap items you have. Then you also have your influence, whether it's going up per day in prestige, which is part of a DLC. Alright. Looks to be the leader will be a workshop. Not leading by much, but let's get that built. So a workshop allows you to fix weapons, craft explosives. It can be indoors or outdoors. It requires a small slot.
I'm glad we've already got a start on building this base up into something real.
Cool.
Anyone free over there? We could use some help.
All
I'm
right.
headed for you.
The next thing I'm going to do
That's a relief.
is this Cure for All Seasons. This is the next story goal, and because there aren't any options, this is what I'm just going to work on. The other thing I might want to do is, let's take a look. I'm going to quickly look up Spry. I don't know what that leads to, the skill, because I don't know whether I want to focus on blunt or sharp. Okay, no, Spry doesn't lead to that. Okay, I'll just go with my current default weapon. Man, I wish I had some fuel.
Things will be better around here for a while, thanks to
But the workshop just completed in the base, and this workshop is going to allow me to craft like soda can bombs, pipe bombs, box mines, crossbow bolts, produce ammo if I have chemicals, and scrap. It also allows you to repair and salvage weapons. So we don't have enough like random stuff to be able to take advantage of that yet, but that's going to be very, very handy once we have more material to break down. Now, there will be things that you can loot out in the world, and there'll be sort of...
know I'm here.
What screamer? Ouch. Oh, I see the screamer now. So these are screamers. If you play... Oh, it's about to scream. Normally, you would want to range attack it, shoot it in the head, before it could get a scream off. But obviously I hadn't done that, so I'm stuck fighting the zombies that it signals. Ouch. I am not doing well for combat today.
Gotta finish it off. Uh-oh, only one left.
You also have quick items to use. They're not instant, but snacks refill your stamina, and the bandages refill your health. And then as you become fatigued or hurt, you also lose some of your max health and max stamina that you recover by switching characters and resting at home. You also can become infected.
Hi, this is
Yes.
Lily Ritter, reaching out to all the new additions to our Trumbull family. Before I started the network, I lived in Trumbull. So as long as I'm around, that valley will always have someone there to watch out for you. And that someone is my good friend, Raimundo Santos. If you need help, Ray is the guy to see.
He's down there, Lily. I'm no miracle worker.
Don't be modest, Ray. I can't imagine a Trumbull Valley without you there keeping watch.
Alright. The infection mechanic is these red plague zombies. If you get hurt by them too much, you become infected. And when you're infected, you basically have a lifetimer. More or less, you have X amount of time to live, and you have to either take a cure or rest up in an infirmary.
Hey.
Okay. Our supply of plague samples has run low. If you find more, we have fuel to trade. So, you guys have a choice. We have option 1 or option 2. The top option is not available because I don't currently have 2 plague samples to hand over. So, I'm going to put this on a very short timer. We can either accept it and try to find plague samples or refuse it. And see what you all vote. Oh, sorry. Now, these are nearby survivors, and they're currently neutral. As you build up reputation with them, you have the chance of trading with them or potentially recruiting them. Or, alternatively, you can rob them and kill them. So,
The safest way to collect samples is by killing plague zombies. The best place to find them is in the territory around a plague heart. Those things basically infect their whole environment. It's fucking nasty. Or you could just destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples. That's more dangerous.
now this is their home
Before you get started on this
that
one.
I'm kind of looting.
Helping out like this is a good way to make friends.
Oh,
Let's hope this pays off. We can use allies out here.
Jesus. Okay. Well, way to jump the gun. Pun intended. Giving me a big old assault rifle immediately. That's going to make things a little easy. They make a lot of noise, so and ammo is somewhat rare. You have to be judicious about using it. Ammo's best used when you're getting overwhelmed and or against special zombies that are particularly dangerous. Most of the special zombies actually benefit from firearms. Hey, are you even gonna look at me? No? So you have screamers, which don't even have arms, but they will signal nearby zombies to your location. You have bloaters. Oh, there's a bloater right there. I think. That explode in a plague cloud. And they're particularly nasty if you hit them with vehicles because the plague cloud will kind of stick to your car. You've got ferals, which are extremely fast. Think hunters from Left 4 Dead. And they can really take you down if you're not careful. You've also got juggernauts, who are like massive tanks. It's probably best if I had a suppressed or quiet weapon, like a crossbow, or a suppressed gun to take out bloaters. But as you can see, this entire area...
bloater before it's close enough to poison me.
This entire area is... oh, there's the bloater. Is, like, plague-infected. So I'm going to find a lot of plague-bearing zombies in this zone. So if these zombies hit me, I become plague-infected. Hey, that's not what I wanted you to do. And then you see above the mini-map there, there's like a temperature thing. That's the gauge of like how infected I'm becoming. And it has been a while since I played, and the over-shoulder mechanics get a little
Almost out of that.
much to get used to. But I'll get there. Another thing that you could do is always fall back to friendlies, because friendlies will aid and try to help you. Although these over here don't seem to be helping at all. Oh, there's one plague sample. And now I just need to find one more. Alright, I set the assault rifle on a single fire. Whoa, you grabbed me. Good. Alright, so as you can see in the health there, probably one more hit from the plague zombies will plague me, so I gotta be a little bit more careful. I was just surprised it lunged at me the way it did. Alright, so one more of these plague samples. Now, they also mentioned that I could try to take out the Plague Heart, and the Plague Heart is what's causing all the Plague Zombies around here to spawn. And taking out the Plague Heart will drop a whole lot of Plague samples, but at this difficulty, taking out the Plague Heart might be more ammunition than I currently have. The Plague Infection does go down when your character is resting at home, and it goes down more if you own an infirmary, and better if you've upgraded the infirmary with, like, additional medical upgrades. There's a lot of sort of complex base design in the game, and you benefit from, you know, upgrading and setting up your base in a certain way. So you can design your base to be like a really good infirmary, or design your base to manufacture ammunition, or design your base to be repairing, you know, cars or whatever it might be. It's very much up to you. The difficulty that you have selected here has also determined the drop chance of plague samples. So the easier the game is, the more plague samples will drop from plague zombies, like a higher percentage. So here I'm just trying to clear them out as safe as I can without alerting too many at once. Did you see me? So this building here is claimed by Plague Heart, which means normally the game allows you to set up an outpost to gain periodic resources from an area, but because this building is claimed by Plague Heart, I need to kill the Plague Heart first. This is a newer game mechanic introduced into the game, so I can't just go in and be like, "Hey, I claim this building in the name of my community, and we're going to gain periodic resources from it." Not until I clear the heart. Are Outposts the same as the first game? No, they're not. It's the same Trumbull Valley, more or less, but it's different Outposts. Thanks. And there we go. There's number 2.
And I am done.
Cool shit.
I brought back the good stuff.
Nice. One of the survivors in the base got painkillers and snacks, doing their own scavenging. That's another interesting part of the game mechanic for State of Decay is your sort of NPCs can contribute as well, and they even contribute when you're not playing. So when you log off or stop playing and you get logged back in after a while, the world can change a bit from, you know, usually not for the the worse, and nothing critical, but it can change a bit since you last played. And yeah, zombies basically infinitely respawn. You'll never get rid of all of them. There is a way to have a safe zone, but
With these plague samples,
not
I
this.
can make something that'll cure blood plague if one of us gets infected. We're happy to share the recipe if you need it.
Thanks.
okay. I did that
soon.
entire mission with a rucksack
hey,
on my back,
Come on in if you want.
which is ooh, hi. Which is a really good way to fatigue myself, and they just handed over some rewards for that quest. So I have to turn in this ammunition and then go back for those rewards, and that's what I'll do, and then
Hey
I'll
out there.
pick a new mission.
We really should be focused on wiping out all the plague hearts in town.
Sure thing.
I also, because I'm injured and somewhat plagued when I get home, I might want to swap to another survivor to let Andrea here rest a bit.
Can't catch my breath.
Work that cardio. It's rule number 1.
People, we are in dire need of ammunition.
Hey, well, that's fine. There you go. Alright, so now that I'm home, I can go to the community tab and switch to Hal or Jamal. I'm going to switch to Jamal here. And let Andrea rest. And over time, depending on the base's facilities and all that, Andrea will recover. So you can see here her status effects of she's a little plagued, she's a little hurt, and has lower max health as a result. Alright, let's go pick up that fuel, which was here. And then we can start doing, you know, viewer poll things. What are you doing, Yoda? Look at him. He's amped. Where are you going, buddy?
I better keep an eye out for plague zombies.
So my neighbors here live basically in Plague Heart territory. There's a Plague Heart close enough to their territory that all of the buildings around them are plagued by default, which means I can't claim them or anything. Makes it a little more difficult. So here's the fuel that that they gave me as a reward for the quest. And these survivors are friendly.
Rats, you're still alive.
So I can enlist them to have them follow me around, and doing that uses my influence. I can learn more about the survivor, like if they have skills or traits.
Hey,
I can
a friendly
also
face.
trade with them.
Let's make a deal.
Might as well.
So they have, and this uses influence as well. So I can sell things to them and buy things, and it looks like they have building materials to buy, which might be good. Also, they have a gas can, which I'm going to buy right now because I'd love to have that vehicle running.
It's new, buddy.
And then you can recruit them, and that would be just about all of my influence. Now, I don't necessarily want to blindly recruit them because I don't know what their traits are, and their traits might be
Hello there.
bad. And her traits here are something that dramatically affects her health pool. She has a health pool of 145. The default is 100. So whatever her traits are, it makes her a tank. But yeah, we can learn more about them as we help them out, trade with them, etc. Let's build this cardio. That's another thing, is as you
Right,
level up...
It's Lily. Alexis told me she's been trying to reach you about some problem with one of our communities in Trumbull. Is everything okay?
Thanks, Lily. Yeah, I'm taking care of it.
All right, then. You let me know if you need any help.
Anybody else think we weren't supposed to hear that?
They don't know that we're on their radios. Can I use the car? Oh, yeah. I just refueled this. This vehicle, obviously, as you can see, is pretty beat up. But it's going to make hauling stuff a lot easier. And here's some fuel. Awesome. Alright. Currently, I only really have a promote a leader story goal. So I'm going to have all of you vote on what I should work on. So there it is. And if you vote on 5, you can submit your own ideas, and I'll unlock the inbox for that. I'm also going to unpause the change difficulty redemption, but it does have a 20-minute cooldown, so it's not something that can be triggered constantly. All right, taking a look. Base improvement is the leading goal. So one thing I could do that would help out a lot is try to find some additional building resources to be able to improve the base. We have a little campsite just across the road, so I'm going to go via foot to scope it out, see if it has anything. Because getting an infirmary up and running would be very good. Also, trying to set up initial outposts would be good as well, if we find good outpost sites.
Yay.
Shotgun shells and painkillers. Not bad. When you're searching, you have the option to fast search, which you search more quickly, but it has a chance to make a lot of noise. Oh, boy! You're joking me. Okay. Dang. I was not... So, crossbows are pretty rare, especially on the difficulty I have set up. Was not expecting to get a crossbow so easily. So that's pretty wild. And one of the advantages of the crossbow is you can recover the bolts. And you can craft the bolts fairly easily as well. They're obviously the weapon of choice when you're trying to kill screamers and bloaters and things like that. RNG Jesus is with us, yeah, for sure. Oh, and a little target pistol. These are really good because they're very quiet. Obviously not as quiet as the crossbow, but still very quiet. Once it's muzzled. Once it has a suppressor. Change difficulty. Alright, so once this poll resolves, scavenging for supplies is what we're going to be doing. So let me update that. And here's a change of difficulty poll.
Excellent.
Ooh, we just, someone in the community scavenged some additional materials.
Found a fat load of nothing.
So neither of these searching sites have resources attached to them. And by that I mean, there's no point in building an outpost here. It doesn't supply me with anything. So I'm going to go back home and drop off what I currently have, and then go scavenging some more. And I'm particularly interested in scavenging for building materials so that I can build an infirmary. I think that would benefit everyone. And as you can see, while I'm in the base, I guess it's up to the top left of the screen, there's a bonus, and it's even telling me building an infirmary so survivors can recover health is going to be critically important, because if I do have a survivor of mine come down with, like, you know, blood plague or something like that, if I have an infirmary, they'll be alright. If I don't have an infirmary, they're going to be in a bad way. So, taking a look at the map here, what I could do is head towards the Enclave. The Enclave of nearby allies, or whatever. God, this, and search the shed next to it that potentially has building materials. So if I take a look here, if I want to build a infirmary, where is it? Here. Oh no, I apparently have enough. So let's just build it now. But I'll want more building materials anyway. Building materials are always nice to have. Building materials and food is really nice to have early game, and then eventually you're going to want a regular supply of, like, ammo and meds. But people can't really live without food. Plague territory. Plague hearts corrupt the regions around them with plague territory. You cannot claim nearby outposts or bases while the heart is active. Each heart you kill brings more territory under my control. So this is a roadside garage. And I'll put up a timer on this vote here. Oh, there's a rucksack of building materials. Now, the vehicle in the trunk can only store a certain amount of resources. So one strategy is to amass a whole bunch of vehicles to store extra rucksacks in the trunk.
For now, but it's not safe with a plague heart this close.
We got some zombies heading toward base. They're about to have a very bad day.
Alright, so there's a small group of zombies coming to the base, and I have 10 minutes to head back home and defend against the incoming swarm. A box of tampons. It's a trade good. So here is an extraordinary trade value luxury item. This now that this is turned black, as you can see, it is fully searched, but I can't claim it because it's within plague territory. Hey,
It's new, buddy.
I would like to trade you.
What have you got to trade?
Sure, I guess so.
Tampons for building materials. Alright, I'm going to be heading home to drop off the 2 rucksacks I have. And then defend the base. Looks like Rhadamant difficulty almost won, but not quite. Looks like it's going to be a no change.
We may be outnumbered, but we have to stay strong.
What do I have on me that can help? Now, the harder the difficulty, the more enemies will sort of flood in periodically to mess with you. And I am going to be... Okay. There it is. No change. Sorry. Almost. Almost a change.
At the door.
Alright. Hello. So this is a like a swarm defense mechanic that happens periodically, and I have to defend the home for for a short period of time.
They're still coming.
Ah! Wow. Thank you. Now, another weird thing is
Oh shit, that's a plague zombie.
that the NPCs that have weapons, like she here has a gun on her. She has like infinite ammo when she has a weapon equipped.
I almost can't believe it.
There we go. We defended. And we gained a whole lot of influence for it. Come on in. Splat. You can store it directly from the car as well, yeah. Alright, so here's the infirmary that we're setting up. And I am going to keep scavenging for materials. Let me go to the old water tower and get a good bead on what there is around the area. So I'm going to switch to Hal. I thought. Yep, take control of Hal.
Keep up the good work.
And then have Hal grab that crossbow. Okay, he has a big backpack. That's good. So if you want to scout out the areas, there are billboards and water towers and things like that that you can climb to the top of and get a lay of the land. It will spot points of interest and also special zombies within the radius. Very, very handy to do. So I want to figure out what's around me.
We've seriously improved our base.
Ooh, good. The infirmary's done. You don't have to rest. Oh, plague zombie. Hello. A very, very angry plague zombie. When you enlist NPCs, they will use their guns whenever they want. So yeah, for enlisted NPCs, you probably don't want them armed with something noisy, because that will be a big old problem.
I don't think this place
well,
is
when they're
worth
at
the risk.
home, they have... It's much, much better. Okay, so now that we're up here, we can aim
See
around.
if that junker still runs.
Hey folks, time to give your neighbor a hand. Or two.
That's enough for now.
There we go. So that's all the points of interest around me. And this will also spot any special zombies and vehicles. So there's a Maximilian vehicle up the road towards the house by the crash site. And then there's a army medical tent, which if we made it into an outpost would supply meds every day. There's a whole bunch of silos here that might have building materials. And there is a brand new quest, which is nearby survivors, materials for everybody. So I'm going to ask you what the priority now is. A new poll. While I get myself... I am going to search the facilities next to the vehicle and then head home. Don't overextend myself. Now, that other vehicle is very, very, very beat up. But at some point, we'll come back for it. It's good to know that it's there, though. Hey, dozen. Come on. Ammo. That'd be good.
Better than nothing.
I'd like to follow up on a topic we were discussing yesterday.
Project Osiris dispatch. Mayday received. Credentials check out.
Osiris, do you copy? This is Red Talon. Please respond. Damn it, can't you see this conversation is for grown-ups? Osiris, realign.
Sutter Rob, thanks for the resub. So there will be ooh, carving knife. Cool. Not very durable. And cases of chemicals, which is good for crafting stuff. There will be periodic, you know, sort of radio comms that reveal the story slowly over time. So there's a bunch of different stories, I guess. And you've got the Red Talon, you've got, you know, the community projects. I'm not going to spoil too much. But what I can say is, listen to the radio comms, because they will, a lot of them end up mattering in the end. More chems. Okay, looks like you guys have concluded the vote. What? Jeez Louise.
Nowhere for that to go.
2 crossbows? I don't need... I mean, I guess there's a possibility of me dying and losing one. But that's ridiculous. I don't mind that. So Andrea just recovered from her trauma, the injuries that she sustained the first time I took her out. Let me, as soon as I finish this search, I'll hide the pole. So work on the goal. Currently, we have 2 goals. So I'm going to assume it is the nearby survivors goal, because promote a leader is not something you can really work towards traditionally. It's like character development goal.
Might be a safe
so we'll
spot
talk to
rest for a few.
Michael, the female Michael, about whatever whatever quest that she has for us. But I want to fully search this area first. Let me try fast searching. Some 762.
Whoa, check this out.
A rucksack of food.
That'll bring him running.
And a hunting crossbow. For real? This is getting ridiculous. Get out of my barn. Alright, if you take a look at the barn here, it's not really letting me do that. Oh no, the barn doesn't have resource gain. Okay.
I found a spot that could have the equipment we're looking for.
Hey, Magenta Fairy. Thank you for the resub. Cheers. Yeah, the amount of guns that I'm getting is as if I am on a much... or weapons, I should say.
Hair tastes like blood soup.
It's as if I'm on a much easier difficulty. I don't know. Seems wrong to me. Also, Hal, why would you know what blood soup tastes like? Got some explaining to you. Are you a Wendigo? 18 months? Yeah, it does seem ridiculous, doesn't it? Well, food's always good to have. And let me put away all of this extra stuff. Alright, transfer to base. Cool. And there's actually 2 goals now, so I'm going to have you vote between these 2. What goal? community or external. So the community goal is pillage and plunder. It is to talk to Jamal about a place to pillage. The external goal is to do something for our neighbors. I think they're offering us building materials or something like that. So I'm going to put up a very fast timer here and give you 30 seconds to vote. Ooh la la, hunting crossbow with a zoom. Just too much. It's just too much, game. High-end prestige crossbow
Ray,
that probably belonged to
I just
someone
heard
that knew how to
one of
use
the
it.
groups we were supporting in Trumbull left the valley. It sounds like they're pretty angry with us. Ray, are you there? Pick up, we need to talk. Raimundo Santos, you'd better not be ducking my call.
Sounds like my mom telling me to clean my room.
Alright, so what I just did here was I put Andrea, who I got plagued a bit, into the infirmary.
We could use a fuel resupply around now.
And you'll see that she starts to rest. What this ends up doing is it uses more meds per day, but she'll start recovering from her plague condition. The other way to recover from a plague condition is to craft a plague cure, and that requires 5 plague samples, which I do not have. You can also craft a gift of plague cure as well. Alright, so I want to talk to Jamal about plunder.
You're in charge.
So he wants us to go to the deteriorating red warehouse to scavenge for materials. Also, your batteries of your car don't run down when you leave your headlights on. So we are heading... Where is it? Oh, that's kind of far. What you voted on. You didn't know the location, but it is 700 meters away, which is kind of far to drive.
Is this as fast as we can go?
Now you can conserve fuel by like coasting. That works. That's why we have a car. Yeah. True. But it's going to require like all of our gasoline to get there. I hope I find gas on the way home. Or while we're there. The other issue is, he has what, a shotgun?
All in the timing.
Not a shotgun. He has a crossbow, right? I hope he doesn't have anything noisy.
Dead stampede. We have a Zed rolling in.
Oh yeah, we have a horde coming in. It would help to fight, dude. There you go. He has a handgun.
I could use a little help. I'm
Oh,
here,
well.
hon.
Oh, there's a memento in this house that people want me to grab. I'm going to ask you this really quick question. Do you want me to do the memento instead, or continue with the warehouse that we're on? Shouldn't have given them all crossbows. Yeah, I should have. There's a lot of zombies up ahead. If I drive slow and quietly, I should be able to avoid aggroing too many. Running the oh, there's a bloater.
Well, I guess Christmas just came early.
Eyes sharp. Zeds are all around.
God, why did he have us come to, like, the worst warehouse ever?
Everybody out!
Ah, bloater! I didn't see the bloater. So that's what happens when you get bloated. Ouch. Is he gonna be alright? Run, buddy, run! No, run! Just remember, this was Jamal's idea. And this thing takes a long time to reload. Come on, Jamal. Keep moving. He is not going to survive this. Yep, he died. Jamal, you had a very... Oh, that's a feral, that's why. And, you know, I'm not going to... So you want me to do the time-sensitive one? I'm not going to actually increase my death counter, because I didn't really die. It was one of my NPCs.
Looks quiet for now. As long as that plague heart is nearby, this place won't ever be...
Oh, and here's the feral. Hello, feral.
I think there's another dead wave coming.
So the ferals are super fast, very aggressive. And now we're down to 2 pop. Thank you for tuning in to State of Decay 2, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, Zombie Slayers.